In a quiet forest, there was a little lion named Sammy. He lived with his family deep within the trees. Sammy loved to play and run through the forest. One day, he met a small rabbit who lived in the forest, and they became good friends. They would play hide and seek and tag among the tall trees. One day, Sammy and his rabbit friend were racing through the forest. The little lion roared playfully, and the rabbit laughed as he hopped away. "Wait for me, Sammy," the rabbit called back, and Sammy chased after him. Suddenly, the rabbit slipped and fell into a nearby river. The water was very shallow, but the rabbit couldn't swim, and he began to cry out for help. Sammy rushed to the river as fast as he could. He wanted to help his friend, but he wasn't a very good swimmer. The current was strong, and even though the water wasn't deep, Sammy struggled to get to the rabbit. He had to work hard to keep his head above the water and move towards his friend. Meanwhile, the rabbit struggled to keep himself upright in the water. He tried to call out for help, but all that came out was a squeak. He was scared and alone. Sammy called out to the rabbit, trying to encourage him to keep calm. Sammy was worried about his friend, but he knew that if he panicked, it would only make things worse. He had to stay focused and try his best to reach the rabbit. As Sammy struggled in the water, he looked around for something that could help him, and that's when he saw a long branch lying on the riverbank. An idea came to mind. Quickly, he swam over to the branch and grabbed it tightly. Holding onto the branch gave Sammy more stability in the water. It was easier for him to swim towards the rabbit now. Back on the riverbank, the rabbit was losing hope. It was getting weaker, and the water was starting to go up higher. Just when he thought all was lost, he saw Sammy swimming towards him with a branch in his mouth. The rabbit gathered all his strength and grabbed onto the branch. Sammy held on tight and started to pull the branch towards the riverbank. Slowly but surely, the rabbit was being pulled out of the water. Finally, the rabbit was out of the water and on the riverbank. He was shaking and scared, but he was alive. Sammy had managed to save his friend. Relieved and happy, the rabbit thanked Sammy for saving his life. The two friends hugged each other. They were so happy to be safe. The rabbit was very grateful to Sammy for helping him. He realized that having a good friend like Sammy was a blessing. The lion was happy to have saved his friend. He felt good knowing that he had helped someone in need. The experience had made their friendship even stronger. From that day on, Sammy and the rabbit remained the best of friends. They continued to play in the forest, but they never went near the river again. Instead, they found other places to play and explore. They both learned that it was important to be careful and aware of their surroundings. The rabbit often told other animals in the forest about how Sammy had saved his life. All the animals admired Sammy for his bravery and kindness. Sammy didn't do it for the attention, but it made him feel good to know that people appreciated what he had done. One day, Sammy and the rabbit were playing in the forest when they came across a group of young lions. The young lions were teasing and making fun of a small bird. They were trying to scare the bird away. Sammy felt bad for the bird, so he decided to step in. Sammy stood up to the young lions, telling them that it wasn't nice to make fun of others. The young lions weren't impressed by Sammy. They thought that he was just a small lion and that he shouldn't try to be a hero. They started to make fun of Sammy, but he didn't let it bother him. The rabbit knew that Sammy was a kind and brave lion, and he knew that Sammy didn't need the young lion's approval. The rabbit stood up for Sammy, telling the young lions that they were wrong for bullying him. The rabbit's bravery surprised the young lions. They hadn't expected the small rabbit to stand up to them. Sammy and the rabbit walked away from the young lions. They didn't need those bullies in their lives. They had each other, and that was all that mattered. Sammy was proud of himself for standing up to the young lions. He knew that it was important to be brave and to stand up for what's right, even when you're outnumbered. The rabbit was also proud of Sammy. He knew that Sammy was a true hero, and that he would always be there to help those in need. Their friendship grew even stronger after that day. They learned that true friendship meant standing up for each other, no matter what. From that day on, Sammy and the rabbit continued to explore the forest together. They had many more adventures, and they learned many valuable lessons along the way. They discovered new places and made new friends. But no matter where they went or who they met, they knew that they could always count on each other. One day, while exploring the forest, Sammy and the rabbit came across an old, wise owl. The owl had seen Sammy and the rabbit's bravery and kindness, and he wanted to reward them. The owl gave them each a special gift. Sammy received a necklace made of twigs and leaves, and the rabbit received a cloak made of soft moss. The owl explained that the necklace and cloak symbolized their bravery, loyalty, and kindness. Sammy and the rabbit were honored to receive the gifts from the wise owl. They knew that it was a reward for being true friends and helping others. From that day on, Sammy wore the necklace, and the rabbit wore the cloak. They were proud to show off their gifts, which symbolized their friendship and values. Sammy and the rabbit continued to be the best of friends. They shared everything with each other and were always there for each other. They played, explored, and helped others whenever they could. As they grew older, their friendship remained strong. They were a true example of how loyalty and kindness can make a big difference in the world. So if you want to be like Sammy and the rabbit, always remember to be loyal, kind, and helpful to others. Who knows, maybe you'll receive a special gift someday too. Now, my little friends, I have a question for you. What do you think is the most important quality in a friend? Is it loyalty, kindness, or maybe something else? Tell me in the comments below. Also, if you enjoyed this story, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your classmates or friends. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Don't forget to subscribe for more amazing animal stories. Thanks for watching, my little friends. Keep being kind, and we'll see you next time.